So we work really hard to get the participants to get to know each other, to spend time together, to work in teams with different people. So parents can expect that their students will come home with friends from other countries, with more experience using English, not just in the classroom, but really on a daily basis, talking to us, but also talking to new friends and using it out in the community, because we also go and volunteer in the community at different programs that are giving back to the community. So that's one thing that makes our camp really different just in format. Of course, what they're learning is also very different, because what we're teaching are things like leadership skills, teamwork, communication, empathy, cultural understanding. How do we work with people from different countries who have a different culture, who have a different way of communicating or different expectations of what it means to be respectful, things like this. We're teaching all of these kind of skills, as well as things like public speaking skills. How do we speak in front of a group? How do we make a presentation? How do we be a leader in a group? How do we plan and make goals for ourselves, but also for our projects and our academic goals and our career goals? So what we're learning is skills that are going to help them academically, that are going to look good on a university application, but also skills that are really going to help them for the rest of their lives. Yeah. I think one of the big things that, I like to tell parents, but also agents, is a lot of the staff who work at our program now, they were students who came to this program. And they are so passionate about the program because of what it gave them and how it changed their life, that they spend their summer working for us because they love the atmosphere. They want to contribute. So, for example, this summer in Canada, we have a past participant from way back in 2015 who is taking her vacation from her job at LinkedIn with a big multinational. She's taking vacation just to come and volunteer at the program, just because she's so passionate about giving other youth this opportunity. So the community is a little bit different, I think, than other camps where the focus is on whether it be just traveling in a new country or just learning English. It's more about the whole experience and how we're going to become a better person after it. And also how, when we go back home, what we're going to do with what we learned. So that's kind of what makes our program quite different than the average camp, especially English-speaking camps. Yeah. So basically, the coaching is to facilitate the project. So especially the senior students, this would be ages 15 to 18, they will develop an individual project, an independent project. They will set the goals, they will set the outcomes, as well as think about why they're passionate about this, who they will ask for support. At the end of the program, they will present this project. And when they go back to their home country, they will do this project, put it into practice. However, what we were noticing the first few years is, when you're at camp, you're surrounded by the support and the encouragement. And sometimes it was hard for the students when they came back to their home countries to be motivated again, especially when they're really busy with school, of course. So basically, we offer this 6-month coaching. It is student-led. There is no program that they have to complete this every week, nothing like this. What we do is myself and the other senior facilitators, we make ourselves available by email all the time, and they can reach out to us, ask for opinions. For example, maybe someone might be making a presentation to their school, and they might want to send us the presentation slides so we can look through them, make sure that they're really good, and give them some feedback, maybe. We also offer Zoom sessions, so virtually like this, for 1 hour. We can talk about different ideas for their project, or give them feedback, give them encouragement if they're feeling like maybe, oh, I thought it would be easier and now there's a problem, we can help work through that. We also have the network of all the students who've attended the program together, and they're able to support each other as well, which is really nice. So the coaching is not a formal program, and not every student takes part in it. Some students are not interested, that's okay. But we always have the students interested in getting more feedback and support from us, even after they leave, because when they finish their project, so when they develop their project, they go home, they do the project, then they're able to get another certificate. So when they attend the program, they get level 1 certificate. And when they finish their project, they get the level 2 certificate. And on the certificate, we write exactly what they did for the project, what the impact was, like they raised certain amount of dollars, or maybe they taught a certain amount of people. And that is a certificate that comes from us that they can use also for applications for university. So a lot of students choose to do their project, and we, through the coaching, can support them to make this project happen. It's possible. So we don't offer, say, for example, one meeting a month for 6 months, but definitely it would be possible, say, if the program were to end maybe in the middle of July, we could set a meeting, say, already with those students. If you're saying that the students coming with your group would benefit from that, or the parents would appreciate it, we could already set, for example, a meeting for 2 months later or 3 months later to do that check-in. And then we can organize more if they need it. Yeah, but we could already pre-organize one check, because when the students come back, they don't usually do their project right away. It's hard. They've got the other things to focus on. But 2 months later, 3 months later is a good time. And most students will choose a timeline. So when they're doing their planning, we actually have them think about this. When you go home, is it going to be possible for you to make the time for this project right away? Or maybe it's better to plan to do the project in October when you have more time. Or maybe it's only possible in January because the weather is better and you want to have a program outside. They choose this timeline themselves. So based on that, we could organize a meeting with them in advance based on the timeline of their project, if this would be preferable. The schedule is of course subject to availability. So we cannot at this point make reservations because we do not know how many students we have. So this is why we say subject to availability. Now, at this moment for session 1, for example, we are already booked to stay 3 nights at the Simon Fraser University campus at this time. However, if the group expanded to 50 students, we don't know if we're going to have room there, because of course this year is very different. We're having a lot of students joining later than usual. So of course, everything is subject to availability, and we try our best, and we always visit at least one university campus, always. This year, it's possible actually that the students will visit actually 3, maybe even 4, because this year when they're in Victoria, if they attend the 3-week program that we have with the 2-week Leadership Academy and the 1-week tourism, where they travel to Vancouver, it's possible they will also be visiting University of Victoria, which is on nearby where the boarding school is. And then next door to the boarding school is another university, Royal Roads University, and we'll probably be visiting there because they have a beautiful castle and garden. And then when we go to Vancouver, we'll be staying at SFU and probably also visiting UBC. So we're going to visit anywhere from 1, 2, 3, 4 universities in the 3-week program. So parents can definitely expect that we'll be visiting at least 1 or 2 Canadian universities, but exactly which ones we can't know yet, because of course we need to have the numbers about the registrations and all of this to make those bookings. Exactly. There's no problem about any of that. And for example, in Canada, anyone can go and visit a university at any time. So we can, if, for example, we have too many students to stay on the campus, well, then maybe we'll go do a tour instead, where we'll walk around the campus and look and see what the buildings are like. For example, UBC, I don't know if you've ever visited Vancouver. Have you been to Vancouver? Yeah, if you visited UBC, you know there's all the beaches and the parks, and so there's so much to see even beyond the university. So it's really nice to go and visit these places. Same with me. I went to SFU. SFU was my university, and so it's on a beautiful mountain with hikes and views. So it's really nice to visit, even if we can't maybe stay there, we can still visit and see the nature and the buildings as well to get a sense. So we try, and we know for a lot of parents, this is a very important part of the program. So we always make sure we're visiting a few locations as well. Yeah, no, we are a little bit different in this way. We do not believe that if your English level is not as high, you are therefore not able to learn leadership. To us, we've had many students who come and they've studied English for years at school. Yeah. And most students, what we recommend is that the students who come to the program be able to understand English and be able to have a simple conversation. This is generally what we expect. And usually at the high school level, most students, especially in Asia, are able to meet that standard. So we don't worry too much. We do not separate the students based on English level. So you can expect that in a group working on a project together, you might have one English speaker, one native English speaker, and 2 or 3 international students with different levels of English. And the reason is we want them to learn in a real way. In the real world, we do not group based on English level. We group based on interests or passion or experience of different kinds. So, of course, it would be difficult for a student to come who is not able to communicate in English at all, of course. Yeah. So we usually say conversational English, a simple conversation, is more than enough in understanding English. If there is a worry, if a parent is concerned that their student would not meet or not be able to communicate, we can arrange a short interview where we talk to the student, not about English, but just about why they want to come to the program. And in that interview, I can kind of decide whether, yes, they're at the point or not, if that would make the parent more comfortable. But generally, we don't do this because we find it's not necessary. To us, the most important thing to learn leadership is that you want to learn, that you are comfortable trying new things, and that sometimes maybe you'll have to make a presentation in English and you're not so confident, but you try and everyone encourages you. So students don't need to worry that they have to be at an exact level or anything like that. If they can have a conversation and understand a bit, that's perfect. Exactly. Thanks so much, Peter. Bye, Molly.